Welcome to Basically a Therapist, but without the degree. I am your host, Lauren Larson, and thanks for being here with me in episode 10 of season 2. I am not feeling the best. I don't have a ton of energy today. As you can tell, I'm stuffy, but I've been like this for like 4 or 5 days and nothing's really happening. But I don't know if I'm sick or if the season's changing or it's been windy. I don't know, but I'm tired and just not feeling 100%. But I wanted to come on here and talk about something that I've actually been thinking about a lot lately, authenticity. And before we dive into authenticity, I want to authentically let it be known that yes, I did just get my lips done yesterday. And yes, I know that they look crazy town. They're swollen, they're bruised in some spots. But this is not going to be the normal size. So this is just what they are right now. And you guys are just, you guys are getting it. Yeah, they are large and in charge. I probably should have, in hindsight, recorded this episode before my appointment yesterday, but it's going to be okay because I'm authentic and I don't care. I actually don't care what people think. I like them. I'm waiting for them to go down, but yeah, they're just a lot right now. So thanks for being here. Hopefully they won't be a distraction for you for those watching on YouTube. But back to authenticity. I started thinking about this a few days ago, and I feel like God kind of puts these like different topics on my heart randomly. Or maybe not even so randomly, like when certain things come up or whatever. And so I've just kind of been chewing on this authenticity word. And it's not the trendy kind of authenticity that I'm talking about, that is talking about like, just be yourself and like speak your truth, because like, we don't speak our truth. We speak the truth, period. But I mean the kind of authenticity that is costly, the kind that asks you to be honest, even when it's uncomfortable, when it could hurt feelings, when it could cause tension, and when it might not be received perfectly. Because truthfully, a lot of us say we desire honesty, we desire transparency. But what we really, I think, are looking for is honesty that doesn't sting. We want honesty with a guaranteed positive reaction. And that's not how truth works. And that's actually something that I've been unpacking in therapy lately. And my lovely therapist has called me out and letting me know that I'm not being authentic. Because I am the type of person that either just sits on like my actual feelings and thoughts and opinions because I feel like they could be quote unquote considered mean, even though what I say is truth. I'm not somebody that is overly dramatic. I'm not somebody that makes things up. I'm not somebody that is out to hurt people. And yet I silence myself so often, and I'm realizing how inauthentic I'm actually being. And people are being, I'm literally externally processing with you right now, but people are being friends with somebody that they may not even know. Right? Like I'm not really showing them who I really am because I'm silencing myself. Okay, we're going to keep going here. But I want to talk about the fear of just being real, because the older that I get, the more I notice how easy it is to perform. We say what sounds polite instead of what's real. We avoid conversations instead of facing them. We make up excuses instead of saying, hey, I'm not feeling up for that right now, or I don't want to, or just flat out no. And I've done it and I still do it. I've said, oh, like maybe next time, when what I really meant was I don't want to. I'm not in the headspace for that. Or I'll think about it, when what I really meant was, no, I don't want to do that. Why do we cushion? Why do we beat around the bush? Why do we soften a blow? Because the truth is that kind of pretending might protect someone else's comfort, but it costs us ours. And I want to pull up Psalm 51:6. And I actually am semi-prepared because I have it right here. We're learning, we're growing. Okay, Psalms 51:6 says, surely you desire integrity in the inner self, and you teach me wisdom deep within. Integrity here can also be considered truth. So you desire truth in the inner self, the most inner part at the core. And that means that God values honesty, and not just outwardly, but inside too. Like he wants it to be real to the core. Because is God out here not being real to the core? Can we talk about that for a second? Is God out here not like telling the truth or beating around the bush or softening the blow? I don't think so. In the passages that I've read, I literally have been saying, not in my Bible, like the last 3 episodes, and I need to relax, but not in my Bible. God's pretty direct. He's pretty direct. And I feel like a lot of people think that directness is intimidating or scary or unkind, but it's like, no, directness with kindness is so great because you know exactly what somebody is thinking. You know exactly where they stand. You know exactly what they want. There's no guessing. And I think a lot of times, like some people that might have anxious attachments, there's a lot of guessing, right? Like you're guessing, like, how do they really feel? What do they really think? Like, are they just, and when you have somebody that's direct, that's honest, there's no guessing. You just know exactly where they're at. Let's pull up a different passage. And this one is Proverbs 27:6. And it says, the wounds of a friend are trustworthy, but the kisses of an enemy are excessive. So, yeah, the truth might sting in the moment, but pretending, that's what really damages connection, right? Like the wounds of a friend are trustworthy. I would so much rather, and I've been thinking about this, like I would so much rather know exactly where you stand with me. And I think part of being authentic is just owning what you think and feel. Stop beating around the bush. Stop making excuses for things you actually mean. Stop ignoring what's true for you because you're afraid of how someone else will react. Like your feelings are valid. You're allowed to feel things. So say what you mean, but say it kindly and clearly and directly, because when we don't, we end up creating confusion, resentment. And if it keeps happening over time, like this can really kill a connection. And I'm learning that honesty doesn't have to be harsh. You can say, hey, I love you, but I don't have the capacity for that right now. Or I'm not comfortable with that. Or even I see things differently, and that's okay. It's not rude. It's real. I don't know where we've gotten like in this place in life where we have to soften what we think are blows for people. Like people can't handle like somebody saying, I don't see it that way, or I don't have the capacity for this. What is offensive about that? Maybe it's me, but what is offensive about that? I don't know. Maybe it's just been done incorrectly, and maybe it's just been made to be this thing that it's not, but it's like direct communication is kind. It's loving. It's easy because you just know exactly where people stand and exactly what people are thinking and exactly what they want. In Matthew 5:37. Oh, sorry. Matthew 5:37 says, "But let your yes mean yes and your no mean no. Anything more than this is from the evil one." That's authenticity. That's not just authenticity, that is integrity. And anything beyond yes, anything beyond no, anything beyond that, all the over explaining and the people pleasing and the excuse making, it's actually a form of self protection. But healing and growth come when we stop performing, when we start being truthful with ourselves, with others. Man, it's so important. I've been practicing it lately, and I swear the empowerment that I feel inside of me it's a high. It just feels so empowering. Like, I know I just said that, but like, it literally feels so empowering to be able to say exactly what I think, exactly what I feel. And there's been conversations recently where I've done this and I have stood my ground and I have not felt bad. I've not tried to overfunction. I've not tried to soften the blow. I've not tried to do anything that I normally would or apologize for things that I'm not sorry for, just to make sure that they're okay. Because they're adults. Like, we're adults. Like, we're okay. And honestly, I want people to be that honest with me too. I know I've said this before. And if you don't want to hang out with me, just say you don't want to hang out with me. I'll be okay. I'll probably be more than okay. Like, I genuinely I enjoy being home and I enjoy being alone. I don't like to hang out too much. And so like, if you don't want to hang out, I'm fine. I promise you. If you cancel plans, for the most part, I'm fine. I promise. But if I said something that bothered you, please tell me. If you feel distance or that something's off, I'd rather you speak up than start to slowly pull away or make up a reason or just letting our friendship or relationship go. Like, I want to know these things because then it becomes an opportunity for growth. Then I can pray about it. I can ask God, what are you teaching me here? Please expose in me areas that I am messing up. In Proverbs 8-9. You guys, my nose is unwell. Okay, Proverbs 9, 8-9. Don't rebuke a mocker, or he will hate you. Rebuke the wise, and he will love you. Instruct the wise, and he will be wiser still. Teach the righteous, and he will learn more. And I love that verse because it checks you, right? Because how I handle truth, how I handle constructive criticism reveals how mature I actually am. And it's not anything to do with the person giving the truth, giving the constructive criticism. And it has everything to do with me and my maturity. And if I'm being quite honest, I really do want relationships that sharpen me, not just soothe me. Like, I genuinely am after growth. I'm after improvement. I'm after getting more and more like Jesus. And so I can't do that in relationship by myself. I need other people to point out my blind spots. I need other people to help sharpen me as well. And that only happens in community, and that only happens with people that are strong enough, that are comfortable enough to say the truth. And there's this verse in the Bible in Proverbs, and it says, iron sharpens iron. So one person sharpens another. And that sharpening, it's not easy. It's not smooth, but it is so real. And if we don't have people around us doing that, we are going to continue to stay the same. We're not going to get better. A lot of healing happens in community. It happens in relationship with people. Like, yes, a lot of healing happens in therapy, and I will preach therapy until the day that I die. Trust me. However, there are some things that you're just going to learn when you're in relationship with people. I need a quick drink. And of course, Jesus obviously modeled this so perfectly. He didn't sugarcoat truth just to keep peace. In fact, he did quite the opposite. He constantly went toe-to-toe with the Pharisees. He told the Pharisees what they didn't want to hear. He told Peter he would deny him. He told the woman at the well the truth about her life, and he did it without shame. He did it without shaming her, without condemnation. He did it so lovingly and so graciously. And in John, it says, the Word became flesh and made his dwelling among us, full of grace and truth. And Jesus was both. He was full of grace and he was full of truth. And that's the sweet spot, right? Authenticity that is enmeshed with, rooted in grace. It's truth that heals, not just humiliates. And now, being authentic doesn't mean, it doesn't mean that we're blurting everything out. We are speaking everything. We have no filter. That is not what being authentic is about. Actually, another Proverbs, man, I'm telling you, I think I said this last episode, but Proverbs is just full of bangers, dude. Like, it is just so, you're going to get knocked upside the head. Let's see. Proverbs 29:11 says, a fool gives full vent to his anger, but a wise person holds it in check. So yeah, be honest, but also be, Holy Spirit led. Sometimes authenticity looks like taking your feelings to God first and saying, Lord, is this something I need to bring up? Is this something I need to say? Or is this something I should surrender? Could you imagine, like, if we actually did that, how differently our confrontations would be, and like just how differently we would show up in our relationships? It would be wild. It would be wild. And I want to pull up another verse, and this is in Colossians 4:6. And it says, let your speech always be gracious, seasoned with salt, so that you may know how you should answer each person. Wow. I love God. He just has like all the answers, literally. So tell the truth, but season it. Make sure it's kind, it's loving, and not full of pride and anger and frustration. And so if you've been afraid to say that hard thing, or to just simply own what you think and feel, maybe this is a reminder for you that you don't have to hide behind politeness. You don't have to avoid the truth to keep the peace. Real peace comes from being honest with yourself, with others, with God. And if you've been on the other side, maybe someone's honestly hurt you, remember that truth sometimes stings before it sets you free. So filter it. filter it through this verse, John 8:32. It says, then you will know the truth and the truth will set you free. And that's the beauty of authenticity, is that it might cost you something, but it always leads you toward freedom. And I am a living, walking, breathing example of that right now. I am experiencing freedom. I am experiencing real relationships, safe relationships, because I am speaking up and I'm saying things no matter what the reaction could be, because I'm not responsible for somebody else's reaction. You're not responsible for somebody else's reaction. You're responsible with how you deliver the message, but you're not responsible for how it's received. And I think when we detach ourselves from the reaction that people might have, there's a lot of freedom there. And that's what I've been working on in therapy the last couple of weeks, is detaching myself from the reaction, whether positive or negative. Because knowing that I showed up for me and I showed up saying what I needed to say or what I wanted to say, or even just saying the truth. I want to know that I am aligned with God when I speak and that I sound like God when I speak. And there's so much freedom in that. And yeah, you're going to make a lot of people mad. A lot of people are going to be mad, for sure. Look how many people were mad at Jesus. Look how many people are still mad at Jesus. But it's worth it. It's so worth it. I swear, like these recent conversations that I've had, like the high that I had after them, feeling so confident in myself, feeling not one shred of guilt, not 1 ounce of anxiety, not 1 ounce of doubt or anything like that. But being like, no, this is how I feel. This is what I think, and it's okay. And it's okay if you think differently. It's fine. You're allowed to think what you want, and I'm allowed to think what I want. And there's beauty in that. It's just so empowering, you guys. And so with that, I want to pray. I want to pray over us. I want to pray over us for just God to deliver us from these chains that we may be shackled in. And so I want to say, God, thank you so much for showing us what truth with grace looks like, God. Thank you for being the perfect example of what that is, Lord. And I pray that you would teach us to become honest with ourselves, most importantly, but with others as well, God. And I pray that every single person listening to this, Lord, would experience the freedom that you have to offer by walking in truth with you. Thank you for all that you do for us, God. You're an incredible God. In Jesus' name. Thank you so much for being here with me. Thank you for supporting me. And I just want to say one last little thing here. Surround yourself with people who will tell you the truth, because those are the people that want the best for you. The people that want to help you grow. Those are your people. And I pray that Jesus would surround you with those people, that you would find those people, because it's so important. It's so important. So again, thank you so much for being here with me. Like this episode, share it with somebody that you think it could help or encourage, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And I will see you next time. Bye.
Yeah. Beat that.